Hello and welcome to the SheerLuxe podcast with me, Sherri Andew. Today's episode is such a real treat. It's a Black beauty special and we're diving into the world of black and textured hair. So you can expect expert tips.
Before products were actually out. I used hand cream to do this.
Yes.
So what I'm saying to you is if you have the right techniques, you can make stuff work.
Product recommendations.
It's not a brand you will expect, it's Wella.
And all the insights from two industry experts. I feel like this is going to be a bit divisive.
Yeah.
So, Jennie, I feel like you were going to say this is a big no-no. Plus, we'll be answering some of your hair questions and dilemmas. Welcome to the SheerLuxe podcast. I'm joined by some real experts here. So we have hairstylist, textured hair educator, and founder of her eponymous academy, Jennie Roberts. And we also have Mimi Koné, hairstylist and founder of her hair brand, Mimi Amina. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you here.
So lovely to be
It's
here.
great to be
it's
here.
such a beautiful space.
And to be talking about the subjects we're talking about.
It's
It's fabulous. With fellow black women.
Yes.
I know. So I wanted to talk about natural hair. That seems like a good place to start. So it finally seems like natural hair is getting the limelight it deserves. And I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed, more women seem to be more confident to wear their hair in a natural style. I mean, why do you think that is? Have you noticed it too?
Yeah, that's just, I think since COVID. Well, for me, it's been way before COVID, but I think the ball got rolling quicker during COVID simply because people couldn't get to the salon. And they thought, well, I'm just going to kind of leave it natural and try going with the flow. But I think there's more self-acceptance now, and there are more brands that are gearing towards women with natural curly, natural textured afro hair. So I think it's becoming easier to wear your hair natural. And also people's attitudes at work, in the workplace, are changing.
Yes.
Not quick enough, mind, but they are changing, where people feel empowered now and confident in going to work with their hair natural rather than it being, ooh, you've got big hair, you've got weird hair, which some people still get, but less and less in the workplace. So I think those changes have made a big impact on women's confidence.
Mimi, would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I think self-acceptance is one thing, but I also think women today want to experience. They want to be versatile, so they just want to experience different hairstyles, which is so good. And I think, and I noticed it as well in my salon, after COVID, women through COVID, they started wearing their hair natural, and after COVID, they just really embraced it. I have clients who used to wear extension, and after COVID, they just stopped. And embrace their curly hair. You have clients who never did braids. They started doing braids and stitching cornrows to experience. So it's really nice. Even myself, I'm on a journey of experimenting different hairstyles and wearing my hair more naturally.
Yeah, amazing. And I know you touched on about the workplace. I think that's such an interesting topic because I feel like even to a certain extent, I mean, I've got my hair slicked back today because that was just the easiest thing for time. But I sometimes do feel like, oh, if I have my hair out and it's looking a bit frizzy or if it's looking like really big, is someone going to see that as being like really messy? Well, which is it shouldn't be the case.
No,
Our hair is
feel that
frizzy.
way.
Frizz is good. If I didn't have frizzy hair, I'd have straight hair.
Well, exactly. And it's volume.
Yeah, so I'm owning frizz. We have to reclaim those words. Wanted frizz is great. And it doesn't matter how your hair is presenting. It's presenting naturally. This is nature. This is what you've been given. So if you come to work with your hair frizzy, so what? That's how you present. As long as it's not. There's a difference between messy and a mess. So, people might consider my hair to be messy, but it's not a mess.
I have to say, you have the most
have
beautiful
beautiful
hair,
hair.
Jennie. Like your curls are.
Moisture.
We were just saying you wash it. You washed it this morning, didn't you?
Yeah. But I'm good at washing my hair. I wash my hair like twice a week or something, or maybe more. Right. But I think, you shouldn't be persecuted for how you present naturally, whether it be straight, curly, afro, whatever. So I think, women should be feeling more confident, and you shouldn't feel, oh gosh, my hair's a mess, it's all frizzy, because take up space.
I agree. I love that. Take up space and don't feel, a certain way about having, because it's your natural.
When I teach,
Yes.
if anybody pats the hair down, they are in big trouble. Like, we don't pat hair down. we fluff it up, we make it bigger, we take up space.
Zhuzh it up,
because our hair takes up space. I'm not apologising for that, and neither should you.
I love that. Those are honestly words to live by in life, you know, as well as with hair.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about protective styles. Are there any that both of you favour? Are there any that are really good for, you know, boosting the health of your hair?
So at the moment, what is very popular is boho braids. You are seeing it everywhere. That's very popular. Knotless braid is really good as well, and cornrows. These are the three hairstyles that women are going to when they want to have a protective hairstyle. Through summer, when they're traveling, it will be braid. But now we're moving into winter. They're going to start doing weaves, which is a really protective hairstyle as well. And it allows your hair to grow. That's what I'm wearing right now.
Ah, I mean, your hair looks stunning.
Thank you.
And what's the upkeep like? Is it difficult, or do you find it's manageable?
It's very manageable. I wash my hair once a week or every 2 weeks, and I style it myself. I just let it dry on its own because the hair is very textured to blend with my own natural hair. And this is a look that I like to wear. I don't have thick, beautiful hair. My hair is 4C, and my hair is very thin. So I like to have volume. So I do braids, and I also do weaves because I just want my hair to be big and nice. I'm using hair that is textured, so it blends really well with my natural hair. To come back to what you said earlier, I think it's true. People should really embrace who they are and wear their hair the way they want. But there are people that don't want to have big hair. They have to be a bit tamed. And I think we have to leave them space as well to express the way they want to express. So I see women wearing different hairstyle because they feel differently. Some women will want to have their hair big and beautiful, but I have also some clients that just want to have their hair straight because it works for them. So I also think it's good to just wear it the way you love it the most.
Yes, I think that's such a good point.
Yeah.
You know, we love natural hair, embrace your texture, but I think there's, as you're saying, there has to be space for people who...
Absolutely. We're not bashing anybody for having their hair any way they want to wear it, because Afro textured hair is so versatile. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Going back to protective styles, we call them protective styles because you're putting your hair away and it's not getting tangled, but we mustn't mix up having your hair put away to grow with then not taking care of it by not washing it and not adding a hydration to it. Because, you know, if you're having a protective style in for 3-4 weeks and you haven't actually done anything to it, you haven't watered your hair, you haven't conditioned your hair, in reality, you've kind of neglected your hair. And although it may grow and not break, when you take it out, you don't have that hydration that you should have been putting in. So when you have your protective style, let's call it protective because it's been put away and it's protecting it like that, but to protect the condition, you still need to wash it. You still need to hydrate it and condition it of some sorts. You know, protective styles, gorgeous. I love the boho braids. I love the versatility and all the fantastic styles that our hair can do. But you've got to look after it at the same time.
Yes, those are such good tips. And what about maintaining that, you know, the health of your hair on a day-to-day basis? Do you have, you know, tips, Jennie? You've got your amazing academy. You literally, you know, teach people about this day in and day out. What are some of your tips?
Well, tips for my kind of hair. I call it type 3. I'm not going to label it A, B or C.
So you don't like that labeling?
No, I don't.
Oh, why?
Because there are more than 3 curl types within each pattern.
There is so many different
so
patterns.
I call mine a 3 because
it's
easier, because I'm mixed race and my curl is looser. So when I'm teaching, I'll say, you know, for the looser curl, but within the 3, there's still coils, there's spirals, there's all different. So it's just the texture of the cuticle we're looking at. So my cuticle we'll call it a 3 because it's smoother than, say, Mimi's natural.
4.
Because her cuticle is a bit more raised
tight.
and more textured, which gives its natural characteristic. So with my hair, I shampoo, condition twice a week. Or more if I need to, and it's the water. It's the water that's the magic. There is no magic formula or magic action you can take for your hair or product. It's actually washing it. It's conditioning it, shampooing it with good quality products. Shea Moisture have amazing products.
Yes, I should say you're an ambassador for Shea Moisture, Jennie. So this is a brand that you genuinely love.
And there's a huge range to choose from loose waves like mine to really tight, type 4 hair. And the key to healthy hair is to hydrate it and moisturize it. So for me, two to 3 times a week, I'll do my hair.
It is about putting that time in. I think that's what we've you know, I certainly learned very young with our type of hair, you need to put in time. You need to have the right products. You need to, it's a real labour of love. But
it is.
Yes, but for 4C hair, to wash your hair 2-3 times a week is a lot to ask.
Yes.
Because our hair is extremely dry.
Yeah.
And
but the more you wash it, the less dry it will become. So you kind of got to commit to it. And
double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a vicious circle, really.
Yes, I think for myself and for people that I've had in my store, doing it twice a month and then using moisturizers, because the thing is, when you have 4C hair and you don't have any issue with dandruff or itchy scalp, you can actually go for a week or 2 without washing it by using the right moisturizers and also dry oiling, which is really important. I deeply believe in scalp health. I think from the moment your scalp is healthy, your hair is going to be healthy. I agree with Jennie on the point that there is a lot of people, and we really need to educate people on that. There is a lot of people that need to be educated on actually washing their hair and using water into their hair. So I think the number one thing for anyone that has curly hair, 4C hair, is experiencing and trying to understand your hair by using different products and understanding how your hair reacts to every product. And it's a journey that you have to be able to, you have to want to be taking. And that will really help, like, moisture your hair and just really help you with everything that you need to do. But I also think trimming your hair is very important.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'm definitely guilty of not trimming my hair often enough.
Yes. So I think in between, like, salon visits, like, I advise that trimming your hair every 6 weeks is very important, just to get rid of the dry hands, because we're brushing our hair, we're doing protective hairstyle, we're always doing something to our hair, so we have a lot of split ends. There is so many different curl pattern when it comes to afro hair and textured hair that it is very important to allow people to go on their journey and see what works for their hair, and just
it's not a one size fits all.
Yes,
you have to find out what works for you.
Yes, because over the past 10 years of having my salon, I've seen so many different type of hair and type of curly hair. There are curly hair, they come to the salon, as soon as you put water in it, it feels like you've put 1 ton of oil because it just loves water and it just moisture. Just with water, it just moistures. There are some hair that are extremely dry and just water won't do. You will need to use a heavier product. Like, you can't just do one conditioner. You have to do a conditioner and do a mask. So I think it's a journey of experimenting what works for your hair and experimenting the journey you want to take to actually grow your hair. I used to have very fine damaged hair, and I'm so proud now that I can wear a weave, because before I couldn't wear a weave because my hair was just breaking, my hairline were breaking because I wasn't looking after it, and I've taken the journey to be where I am today. So I think what Jennie is saying is very important. Washing your hair is key, but taking the journey of using the product and trying the things that actually you see are improving your hair type. And I love She Moisture. I think they're great products.
Thank you.
They really are. It's such an affordable brand as well. You don't have to spend, you know, £30-40 per product to get those results.
And everybody can get it. It's, you know, it's affordable and it's accessible.
I just wanted to mention about what you said about when your hair is feeling good. I know, you know, myself, when I have a good hair day, then I can do anything.
Absolutely.
It'll be a great day. I feel like I look amazing, more even than makeup. I feel like if my hair looks, my curls are defined and it looks great, then
you don't need much makeup.
You can wake up sad and walk out of the salon and you are the happiest. Every single client that walked through my salon door and it was a Saturday, I was like, what are you doing tonight? They're like, no plans. I'm like, right now you are in my chair, text a friend. You cannot go out. And they leave the salon really happy and their hair is beautiful and it's a very great thing for confidence boost. It really empowers us.
We don't just say that. It really is.
Exactly. Especially
it's a very big thing for confidence boost. So yes, hair is a big thing.
And especially for, you know, Black women, brown women, diverse women, it's so much of our identity. And, you know, you can see, you know, where that person comes from, what their heritage is.
Absolutely.
So when your hair's looking good, then you feel well, you should feel proud.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, let's move on to some do's and don'ts. You've talked about the importance of scalp health. We talked about moisture. What are some of the big mistakes that you see people making with their hair?
For me, it's going to be like using heavy product on their hair, like using heavy oils or using like putting too much into the hair. That would be my number one thing.
Yeah, I think the same. And wrong techniques.
Yeah.
I talk to people and I give them consultations. How do you do your hair? What do you do? And I find that their technique isn't right. And so they can be using the best product in the world, but if their technique isn't right, they're not going to get the best from it. And so, again, it's they're not using enough water when they add the product to their hair.
Okay. Do you have lots of those spray bottles?
No,
So you literally,
no, I'm in the shower. When I get out the shower, I don't use a towel, and my hair's not dripping. So everything I do so I'll put my conditioner on, and then I'll scrunch it into my hair. I won't sort of do this. Everything goes into my hair. My hair mask and then my hair cream, whatever it is, it's all done in the shower because my hair needs to be dripping wet. Because if it starts the drying process when I get out of the shower, my hair starts drying and starts fuzzing. And I like fuzz, but I want the fuzz after it's dried, not before it's dried. And so what I find with people when they're doing their own hair, it's the technique. Because, you know, at the end of the day, if you gave me just a bottle of hand cream and I had to make it work on your hair, I could because of my technique.
Yes, I have actually, this is a bit embarrassing, I actually have used hand cream on my hair.
Me
when
too.
I feel like it's so dry.
Well, me too. But when I haven't had, I mean, this was years ago when I was a kid, before products were actually out, I used hand cream to do this.
Yes.
So what I'm saying to you is if you have the right techniques, you can make stuff work in short term. Applying the product when your hair is part dry, it's not going to work.
So
for the styling, it needs to be soaking, and that's why I find people sort of getting it wrong and not getting the right result is because that is one of the biggest things.
I see. So if you see someone wrapping their hair in a towel, is that a big no-no?
For me, absolutely, yeah.
Gosh,
I use towels.
You use towels, okay.
Because
good having
for me, the drying process has already started. So if I put a towel around it, it's semi-dry, which means it's going to be drying like this. It's already like this by that time. If I take a towel off it, I need it to be wet.
So the curls to be going down.
So my type of hair, type 3 hair, needs to be wet.
Okay.
And if I'm doing a wash and go on type 4, the same. It needs to be wet. It needs to be wet in order for the natural texture to appear.
So Mimi, you were saying that you actually use a hair towel.
Yes, I do use hair towel dried, and I also use water bottle. Very important for 4C hair. It's very important to use a moisturizer. I love She Moisture, but at the moment there is one product that I'm obsessed with. You're not gonna believe it, but I'm obsessed with it. It's Sacred, the moisture stealing from Beyonce.
Oh my
brand.
God. I really wanted to ask, has anyone used Beyonce's brand?
I'm obsessed with it.
I am
literally obsessed with it. It's the first sealing moisturizer that I've used. As soon as I put it on my hair, it just
soaks right in.
It soaks right in. It's still moistured, but it doesn't feel heavy. And within a few minutes, it just sits right for me. But I think some other people might not like it on their hair. That's again the same thing.
I've heard mixed reviews, and if you follow Melissa's Wardrobe, she did a whole review on her Instagram.
Yes.
And she was saying some products that she likes, and some that she didn't like.
Yes.
I've tried the shampoo and conditioner. Very good, and they smell lovely as well. Also, I love that you've got your affordable brands, which are your great, your staples. But if you do want to treat yourself or gift someone a really nice shampoo, they wouldn't.
So I really like this product because it lasts longer. It lasts the whole day, and for someone having 4C and wearing their hair natural, I would really recommend to try it. It's kind of a really good find for me as a stylist.
Okay, great. Well, you heard it here first. Sacred is a brand to invest in. Great.
I think so.
Okay, I wanted to also talk about relaxers and straightening your hair. I feel like this is going to be a bit divisive.
Yes.
So, Jennie, I feel like you were going to say this is a big no-no. What's your opinion on this?
Well, first of all, I think about the health of the person relaxing. I mean, there's class actions going on in America right now of women that have unusual types of cancer. There's a huge proportion of black women that have unusual cancers and cancers of the womb, and they're finding it's because of the chemicals that were put into the straighteners, the relaxers that they've been using over the years. And so that really frightens me, and I think that's enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to risk my health for this. And we really should look into ways of being able to manage your hair in a different way rather than putting chemicals on it, because it's just too much of a risk to take, especially when we know what's been going on with the class actions that are going on in the States, and they're gathering momentum in the UK as well. And also, I don't want women to have to buy in, but black women can wear their hair however they want. But I think I don't like textured hair straightened. For me, it's a big no, I'm really fortunate that I've always loved my hair.
Yes, I think that's a big part
I
of it.
haven't been on a journey of self-acceptance. I've just always accepted it. It was never anything. I never thought to do anything else with my hair other than embrace it. For me, I find it really interesting and frustrating that women with such amazing textured hair that you go, wow, on the street, want to straighten it. I understand you want to straighten it because it's easier to manage in the long run, in the short term, but 5 minutes after you've relaxed it, you've got your roots coming through. So then you've got the struggle with looking in the mirror every morning going, oh gosh, look at my roots, look at my hair. That's where I'm coming from. And I don't want black women to buy into this Eurocentric look. If they want, yeah, fine, do it. But don't do it because you think that's what you should be doing to be accepted.
Yes,
do it because you want to do it
style.
and you like a little flick like that. But also you've got to think about the ramifications of the hair health and your own internal health as well. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. I think if you want to have your hair straightened, wear a wig, wear a weave.
Yes.
Don't chemically straighten it.
No. Mimi? It's good to have two different
opinions.
Or maybe I should ask, is there a safer way to do it? Do we like, blow dries, steaming your hair?
Unpopular opinion?
Okay, yeah, come with your popular opinion. I want to hear it.
My very unpopular opinion, I am for relaxer if they work for your hair. And I have done relaxers to clients for over 10 years, and there are some hair that love a relaxer. They strive with a relaxer. They grow, they're healthy. There are some hair that love a relaxer. So I think it's important when you are thinking about a relaxer to go to the salon and have a consultation with a stylist, a professional stylist, and tell them, I want to experience wearing my hair straight. What do you think? Look at my texture. Is my hair healthy enough? Is it going to work? If you try it once and you see that your hair is broken off and you have a lot of breakage, then relaxer is not for you. There is another technique called texture release that has been released by Keracare that you can try. It actually smoothens your hair. It doesn't change the texture. It just makes it lightweight to use. But my very unpopular opinion about relaxer is do not do relaxer more than 4 times a year. So every 3 months. And also make sure that it works for you, because I've had hundreds of women come to my salon. They've been doing relaxer for over 10, 15 years. And their hair is long, their hair is beautiful, and it just works for them. So, for example, me, I've tried a relaxer before, and as soon as I do a relaxer, 3 months after, my hair is broken. It's just breaking and breaking because it's not strong enough to hold the relaxer. Exactly. My cuticle are not strong, and my hair strands are not strong enough. But there are some hair that are very, very strong, and those hair can handle a relaxer.
I see, because it's
a very harsh chemical. So you have to have the hair that can actually handle it.
Yes, and go to a professional, most importantly.
And do it in a salon, not in at-home service. You have to have a consultation before and then book your service with a professional. So I'm open to relaxers because I've seen some beautiful people. I've seen some beautiful people with their hair wear relaxer and it look fabulous. I've had some people that try to stop relaxer, but there are some 4C hair that are so thick and coarse and dry that they can't even put a brush in it. No matter water or moisturizer that you're using, it's just extremely thick and it's just extremely dry. So those women tend to go towards relaxer because it makes it easy for them, and because the hair is so coarse and dense and dry, it takes it well. But do go to the salon and have a consultation before.
Proceed with caution, let's say. Okay. Yeah. So if you are using heat on your hair, or if someone is listening to this and they do feel like their hair is damaged, they really want to get back to, having the best health possible for their hair, where is a good place to start? Are you both fans of completely doing a big chop and starting again, or is there a way to kind of ease that natural texture back in?
I always work towards going to starting with trims and just building that up, because we are so like into our hair. Our hair is so personal. I don't know if you've had the same experience, Jennie, but every single time I have to trim someone's hair, I have to show her how much I'm trimming.
Yeah,
people are very protective.
They're very protective.
And
they're like, my hair.
It's called a trim, not a haircut.
They're like, no, a trim. Can you show me how much are you taking off? Because we are just so connected to the length of our hair and how it's growing and everything. So I think when you have hair damage, it's very important to first, again, go to a professional and have a consultation and just see what they advise you to do, and then also start with treatments and also trims. I think treatment and trims will be my go-to, and as your hair grow, the damaged part will go away with the trims.
Yeah,
Jennie?
Yeah, that's good advice, definitely. Yeah. But I also think, you know, because there are so many great products out there now, people think, oh, I've damaged my hair, I'll just throw this on it and that will fix it. I also think people need to take account, an agency, for what they're doing to their own hair. You know, because a lot of people, they ruin their own hair by bad practices and think, oh, it can just recover with a treatment, or, you know. And so I think it's really important. So, you know, if something is happening to your hair, if it's damaged, then maybe stop doing stuff to it that's damaging it, rather than going for the pill that's going to fix it. You know, of course you can go and get treatments and trims, but it starts with, you've got to take accountability. Stop doing it. You know, we can work together. I have people that come to me with problems of damaging their hair, straightening it, and lovely curly hair, and then they've got these straight ends because they've been straight. Oh, I only did it once. Well, you only have to do it once.
I had that. Yeah.
If you only have to do it once on a high enough heat and it damages, oh, okay then, so we'll do this, and they come back and it's still the same because they're still doing the same practices. So I know it's harsh, but if I have a client like that, I have to tell them.
Bit of tough love.
I tell them, we follow my advice or we're done, because I'm not your psychiatrist where I'm going to go, oh, that's a shame, you know, your poor hair. If you're not listening to my advice,
tough love. No, it's good.
It's tough
because
love.
That's how they'll get the results.
Yeah, it's like, stop doing this. You know. We've got great products, but we don't have miracle products, and you can stop the damage yourself. You know, ask yourself what's going on. You know, I see so many people without edges, and they're being really harsh on their edges. Traction alopecia, you know,
it's very common.
And they're like, oh, but my edges are okay, fluffy. It's fine. Our hair's fluffy. Our hair's frizzy, and you know, and it's fine. But what you're doing in your quest for perfection. You're actually damaging and abusing your own hair. So stop doing it. Show your hair some TLC. Yeah.
I also think it's a lot to do with the environment that you're in. So I know that when I was at university, I was one of the only people in the whole, well, I guess town who wasn't white. So there was no diversity. Looking back, I probably would have gone to a different university now. But I mean, I had a great time. But the point being is that I felt such a pressure to fit in. So I dyed my hair blonde.
Wow.
Looking back, I was like, what was I thinking? But when you're like 19, 20, you're still figuring out who you are. Dyed it blonde. I used to straighten it all the time. And looking back, I'm like, I wish I could just tell that younger Sherri, like, throw those straighteners in the bin. Thankfully, I eventually did, and I haven't straightened my hair in like years now, which is great. But it was just, I just wanted to like fit in and look like the other girls, which... You know, it's sad, but it took me a while to realise, you know, you have such unique hair, you need to like look after it, protect it, and like that's your superpower is, you know, having curls and
it comes with maturity and knowing yourself and knowing what you want. And at that time you wanted to be blonde and straighten your hair.
Exactly.
Well, it's good to experiment when you're younger anyway.
You have to not judge the youngest Sherri. You have to actually, she's enjoyed being blonde.
It was an era.
It was an era.
It was an era.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
but
in the
now
past.
you are enjoying having your hair curly, which is nice as well, you know.
We definitely should experiment when we're younger.
Yeah.
All the time. But definitely when you're younger.
It's not damaging. Agree.
Well, even if it is damaged in your experiment, you just have to kind of...
You learn from that. Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about products.
Yes.
So, Jennie, I know you're an ambassador for Shea Moisture. We talked about how it's such an amazing brand. What are some of your favourite products from the range?
There's just been two new products developed, and the gels, the Jamaican black castor oil and the coconut and hibiscus gels, and I love those because the brand really needed some kind of styling product, and so now we have these gels, and I just love them. I've got that coconut hibiscus gel in my hair now.
It's very well
I
defined.
came in,
The
it smelled
definition
amazing.
is
It really
amazing.
keeps my hair really smooth and defined, and so for me, they're the hero products right now. That's what I'm just loving.
Mimi, I know you've got your amazing
Yes.
scalp oil, which you so kindly sent me some a couple of weeks ago, and I have to say it smells amazing.
And
It's
I have
so
it here.
nourishing.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's nourishing.
lovely.
It's lightweight,
nice.
which is so important. It's a product that is going to be good for your scalp. It's a product that is going to be good as a treatment. You can use it with a mask. It's a product that you can just drop a few with your leave-in conditioner as well. It's a multi-use product. And I have powered it with Ayurveda. You know how beautiful Indian women have their hair and how hair oiling is just ancestral there. So I've put all the best oil, which is black seed oil, which is neem oil. We have marula. Our hero product is baobab oil. And this oil is just amazing. So this is something I use every day. I use it to style my hair. I use it on my scalp. So this is a great product. For women that are wearing their hair straight, it's Afro hair as well. There is a brand that I recommend, which is Kera Care. Kera Care is very good.
Kera Care,
Yes, Kera Care is very good for women that have a relaxer or a texturizer. They have a really good conditioner and called Umecto and a really good shampoo. And for women wearing their hair naturally like Jennie, definitely I will recommend She Moisture, which is a great brand.
Yeah,
Amazing.
thank you.
And what are some other brands that you like? Have you used Dizzy-Yak before?
Dizzy-Yak I have tried, but I wasn't a big fan.
Oh, really? See, this is
There
why
is a
it's
brand,
so
Kerastase.
impersonal.
Have you tried Kerastase?
I've
The
tried-
curly version.
Yes,
Have you
I've
tried?
Kerastase.
No.
It's so lovely.
It's
Have you
really
liked
nice.
it?
Yeah, it smells really
Yes.
nice. And again, it's like fairly affordable.
Yes, the Kerastase is very good. There is another brand that is good. Is not a brand you will expect. Is Wella. Wella does quite some good product for Afro hair. Yeah.
I feel like you need to go to like a black hair shop. And luckily, places like Boots, Superdrug,
Yes.
now,
Yes.
these like high street chains are stocking more.
Yeah.
When I was
products,
younger,
yeah.
you had to go to I had to go to Stratford in shops.
Deepest
Yes,
depths
in
in Peckham
yes,
or
that is so
Brixton.
true.
Peckham,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas thankfully now you can go to the high street.
Yes, which is so nice.
Yes.
But isn't it crazy
Definitely.
it's taken this length of time?
I know.
We've always been here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've
But
always
there is
had
still
hair
a
like
huge
this.
gap in the market, I feel. There is still a
yes.
huge gap. There is still not enough, offer,
Yes,
I
there
feel.
still needs to be more.
We're still looking for things. For example, Jennie said earlier, styling products.
Yeah, yeah.
I think styling product is what is lacking the
Yeah,
most
I
in
agree.
our in black hair care.
I agree.
Styling products are really lacking. We mostly have shampoo, conditioner, leave-in.
Yeah, and
those are the
masks,
three
yeah.
things, and mask. Those are the
Yeah.
three things that comes out all the
Yeah.
time. And then the styling product are really missing, like antifreeze. If you want to just tame your hair down, thermal wonder,
Yeah.
thermal protectant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Thermal protectors
Like
and
all
stuff.
of those things are
Heat
really
protectors.
missing,
Yeah.
like wax, a good wax,
Yeah.
good gel. I'm going to
Yeah.
try the
Yeah, you
hibiscus
should.
because I
I'll
heard
send
hibiscus.
some
I'm
to
like,
you.
oh,
Yeah.
that sounds sexy.
We'll get some sent to you.
Yeah, so I would
Yeah.
love to try that. So I really feel like it's missing still. There is still a huge gap to create
Yeah.
styling products.
And a huge gap in the market for salons as well.
Yeah.
People that
Oh,
actually
yes.
can apply the
Yes.
techniques and know
Yes.
how to cut hair and style
It's
hair.
crazy to think that like you can't just walk in a high street
No.
shop salon with your curly hair to say I want a haircut
Yeah.
or I want to do
Yeah.
this.
There are some great, specifically curly hair salons in London. Don't know if you know, there's one in Shoreditch, it's called 33, or maybe called 330. We'll put everything in the show notes below. But they do specifically curly hair, but for all ethnicities, and anyone can go there.
Brilliant.
But they will.
I've heard about them.
Yeah, they will cut your hair usually dry, and once you leave, like your curls will never look as good. So yeah, that's an amazing salon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
hopefully
brilliant.
more places like this will open
Will
because
open.
there's a demand.
But I think
definitely.
now with what has happened, that everybody that is doing hairdressing has to learn about curly hair.
And yes, and this
Allegedly.
is
So, yeah.
Allegedly. But I speak to students all the time whose course leaders are still saying, we don't have anyone to teach that. It's not important in this demographic.
So it should be
They're still saying it. It's supposed to be compulsory.
but it's
Yeah.
not always.
I think it's become compulsory.
Well, yeah, it has, but it's putting it into practice because where suddenly are you going to get these expert tutors that can teach students? Because if they've never taught and the tutors don't know about black hair, it's kind of could be a whole lifetime of teaching somebody about black hair. So they're not going to be able to just teach it in a short space of time. You know, I went to Ireland and I was teaching tutors there, which was amazing, and helping them with the curriculum. But, you know, I found that in order to teach, you need to be good at what you're doing. So you can teach the teachers, the tutors, but they themselves need to gain that experience in order to pass those skills on. So I think it's going to be a few years yet before we feel this kind of down the line, because I do teach people that have been hairdressing for a million years. But they still need practice after I've taught them. I mean, my courses are good, but they're not that good that you can face every single aspect of afro and textured hair that comes into your salon. You still need that experience of your clients, of your models, you know. So, yeah, it's all good and well saying, it's compulsory, but who is going to teach these students?
Yes.
I mean, I can.
I thought they would recruit like...
I'm not the only one.
Afro hair care expert.
Multiply your
Well, there are lots of other great tutors that are out there, but we're not, there's not enough of us.
Yes, that's the problem.
And we're not mainstream. We're not in the colleges, like there's a college in Stockport.
But I think it's good that it's coming to
it definitely
That is
good.
definitely a step in the right direction.
Definitely.
There needs to be
but
more.
they need to put their money where their mouth is. It's all good and well saying it's compulsory, but honestly, I do have students who say, we're still not being taught it. You know, and private salons are getting me into their salons to teach their staff, which is great. That's great. Really, the top salons in London.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's brilliant, because that's saying, you know, you want to make a change.
And that will trickle down. So if you're a diverse person on a photo shoot, then that person should be able to know at least how to help style your hair. They might not be an expert, but those things make people feel seen. Or, you know, or if you're not even a photo shoot, you know, for everyone, if you are getting a hairstylist for a wedding, and that's always a big problem, especially in areas of the UK where there's not a diverse population. I will always say, no, I'll do my own hair. Because so many stylists don't know how to
How do you wear your hair?
So actually, my best friend got married in the summer, and I did actually blow dry it, because I thought, I just don't want the stress of her doing, I didn't know if she could do curly hair, and I actually wish I didn't, because she was like, oh, my best friend is mixed race, and I would have known how to have done your hair. So that was maybe me using my, you know, prejudgment. But
no, it's just from past experiences, right?
It is from past experience, and all my friends who are diverse have had similar experiences. So hopefully, when these things actually come into play, they will trickle down in, you know, ways that, you know, women like us can actually feel it. I would love us to, for you guys to answer some quick fire questions from some of our readers who have sent in questions specifically for you experts. Somebody has said, what should I do with my hair at the beach / pool on a holiday? These are all, I presume they've all got textured hair. So what should they do on a holiday?
Surrender.
I think it's very important to have a hair oil that you take with you and that you use when you are swimming, because of the sea, the water, and of the pool as well. And I think after the sea and the pool, you have to straight away wash your hair.
So don't leave the chlorine or the salt.
No, you have to wash your
Good
hair
advice.
straight away, because there is nothing that makes our hair drier than coming out of the sea or the pool. And even when you're wearing braids, like the braids, you just, no.
So you need to wash it, rinse it out.
Use an oil by the sea when you are there, when you go in and out. Make sure you have an oil with you that you can just keep moisturizing it while you're enjoying some holiday time. After you come back to the hotel, wash it straight away.
Wash it out.
Wash, conditioner.
Okay, don't let it sit.
I think it's worth mentioning, if you're going to put oil on your hair in hot weather, you don't want your hair to cook and get fried.
Or fry your scalp.
So that there are natural oils that do have a natural SPF.
And wash it out afterwards.
Yeah, so that's what I mean about surrender.
Yeah, so exactly.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Exactly.
Or if you're swimming, wear a cap.
Well, I've seen that there are now specific swimming caps, particularly
Big caps.
big caps for afros.
Yeah, they've been
and
around
curly
for a while
hair.
actually, but what a great idea, right?
Such a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else has asked, how can I bring shine to my hair without dyeing it or adding colour?
Okay, so you can do a temporary shine, a superficial shine with a spray, an oil spray, or if you want to have a deep shine, it depends. If you've got curly hair, it can be quite difficult to get a shine to it because it's not flat, and so the light doesn't bounce off it because of all the curls and the density. It's kind of difficult to get a shine, allegedly. But if you're using the right products and your hair's healthy and you're And when you're styling it, you make sure that everything is really nice and smooth on there and all your cuticles really nice and flat. You should get some kind of shine from there. But yeah, you can do superficial shines with a little bit of oil as well. But I think really, if you want a deep shine, it's health, diet, make sure your hair is healthy as it can be.
Within.
Yeah, I think we're all too quick to kind of go, oh, I'll just put this on because I've got this problem, rather than actually looking at from where it starts.
Fixing the root cause,
yeah,
quite literally.
I know it's boring and cliched, but it does start from within. So,
Definitely.
But it might be that your strands, the cuticle's not naturally flat, so you may never get a really good shine naturally. So a little spritz of oil or Mimi's lovely oil scrunched in.
Yes, exactly. And work with the texture, don't go against it.
I think oil is a really good option, but there is also something else that I would recommend, which is called, I don't know if you've heard about it, it's called a gloss treatment.
Okay, yes.
The salon treatment, isn't
yes,
it?
Yes, it's a salon treatment. It's
nice.
a gloss treatment, and it's like a toner. So it washes out over time. It's going to last maybe 6 weeks. So you do a gloss treatment, and a brand that is really good is Redken. They have a really good gloss treatment. You just put it for 15 minutes, rinse it out. Your hair is sparkling, shining, and with curly hair. It's a product that I adore.
Ooh, I feel like I would like that.
Do they do a clear one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's a clear gloss.
Yeah.
It has no color. It's just a clear gloss. You put it on, 15 minutes, you rinse it, and your hair is just
That sounds like a nice
automatically shiny and beautiful.
Oh, okay. Well, add that to my list as well.
You definitely have to try that.
But somebody has said, are there any ingredients I should avoid in my hair products?
Silicone, sulfate.
Yeah.
Those two.
I've heard mixed things
Yeah,
about silicone and sulfates.
I'm okay with both of those in the right context. If you need a really good deep cleanse, then sulfate shampoo, fine, once in a while.
Because does that make the lather?
Yeah, it kind of can strip your hair basically. So if you've got a product build up and you really need a good squeaky clean, then fine. But on a regular basis, no. And I also like silicones to a certain extent because silicones make the hair smooth.
Yeah.
They make and if you're trying to fight unwanted frizz, then it's great as long as you get rid of them.
Yeah.
So they don't sit on your hair.
Washing them out.
Yeah, because
thoroughly.
because they just sit on your hair and stop your hair from receiving any hydration.
Yeah.
But if you're styling your hair, say I'm on a job and I might be doing commercial or whatever, and it's really important to have super sleek hair, I'll use silicones. But I'll make sure I get rid of them, and I won't use them on an everyday basis. There is a place for them.
Silicone gives you that smooth feel when you're using it, but there is actually some natural silicone that actually would do the job, but you won't have the experience of manipulating silicone. I have that natural silicone into my oil. It's not pure silicone, but it's a natural form of silicone. So when you're trying my oil, it still have the oily feel. There is the smoothness into it. So that's really good.
Okay, somebody has also asked, how can I maintain my wig to ensure it lasts as long as possible? This is a very good question, Mimi. I feel like this is a question
She's like, hey! Using great products. I think sometimes when we have a wig, we think that any product would do, but a wig is hair at the end of the day, and it's hair that you have invested in. So I think using the right shampoo, conditioner, buying good shampoo and conditioners, moisturizing shampoo, moisturizing conditioner, because the hair is no longer in connection with any scalp, so it's drier, it's much drier. Okay. So it's very important to use good products. And when you are styling it, make sure you use thermal protectant. Yes. That's going to avoid the hair to go even more dry.
So if it's real hair, it obviously still needs that heat protection.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It still needs that heat protection. It still needs that moisture. It still needs the good product. You have to use good products. And buy a good wig with raw hair. Raw hair is important, ladies. Yeah. Invest in raw hair wigs.
When I'm repurposing my mannequins when I'm teaching, so, my students will, on the styling course, we'll braid them and we'll do bantu knots and stuff like that, and there'll be wax in there and different kind of products. I have to take it all out and refresh them all and wash them all. And I know in other places that I've worked before, they use any old shampoo to do it. But, this is my investment. Yeah. And this is real hair.
Yes,
so all of my mannequin heads get shea moisture treatments. Literally, I put it on Instagram recently on World Afro Day. I had them all lined up on the side of my bar. They're all having hair masks. They all have a hair mask.
I need to go and watch that video.
Yeah. It's on a story, so it's probably gone now. But it was really great. And
That's
people say to me, "Gosh, you do." But yeah, that's real hair, and that's my investment, and I want that hair to feel nice, so my other students can use these heads. And I'm guessing that you do the same with a wig as well. Treat it like real hair and give it TLC.
Take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've got time for one more question. Somebody has said, "What's the best way to protect my afro overnight? Sleep routine, etc."
Okay. So if you have natural afro hair and your hair is in its natural state, obviously put a bonnet on.
Bonnet, silk bonnet?
Yeah,
silk or satin.
Silk or satin, something that's not going to cause friction. But I know I have models as well who wear their hair natural in their texture, but they like it a bit stretched, so they'll just put it in twists. It depends on what you've done to it previously. If you've done a wash and go, then you don't want to be doing twists because you've got your beautiful texture already established. So just a bonnet. By twisting that, you're then changing that texture that you've perfectly had set.
So you don't tie it up, you just put it in the bonnet?
Just in a bonnet. Don't tie it, because by tying it up, you're stretching it, you're changing the texture that you've just worked really hard to achieve. But if you do have your hair stretched, then put it in twists. So when you wake up, it's still stretched.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, just keep it simple and low maintenance. Yeah.
Okay, this is why I'm going wrong, because I actually tie my hair up with a silky scrunchie. And
well,
then I need to just leave it.
Well, maybe, like Carla, who's here from Shea Moisture with us today, she's got really springy hair. So she could probably get away with tying her hair up, and then when she lets it down, it's not stretched.
Bounce back.
Depends what your natural texture is like. My texture is just not that bouncy and springy. It's a bit like, if I stretch it out. So it just depends on your texture. Just look at it and think, if I put it in a ponytail, is it going to stretch it where it's not going to recover? And if the answer is yes, just put it in a silk bonnet.
Mimi, how do you sleep with your hair?
So for fuzzy hair, what I would recommend is definitely using a product, like even a bit of moisture or a bit of oil, and then twisting it, and definitely sleeping with a silk scarf or a silk bonnet. That is very important. For someone that has curly hair, what I've been recommending is wrapping your hair. You don't have to put an elastic, like wrapping your hair like this and just leaving it like this and just putting the cap, because anyway throughout the night of sleeping you move around, so when you wake up in the morning you will have to use a bit of water bottle spray and just get it back to where you want. That's what I recommended to my clients.
Great. Ladies, thank you so much for your advice. I honestly feel like I could chat to you for about...
we can speak more.
There
is so much to talk about. And I've learned so much chatting with you.
Yeah.
Likewise. The wealth of knowledge between you. So,
But I'd like to say there's more than one way to do things. So the way I've been talking about, the way I do it isn't the right way. It's just my way. And it's a way that works. But there are other ways to do things as well. And it's kind of knowing why you're doing something as to justifying
what works for you. Very important.
Yes, I think that's the takeaway from this episode. Do what works for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jennie and Mimi.
Pleasure.
This has
Thanks
been
so much for having us.
Not at all. This has been one of my favourite episodes I've ever done. So I could honestly have spoken to you all day. And thank you at home so much for listening. If you have any feedback at all, please do email us at podcast@SheerLuxe.com. We really do love hearing from you. And don't forget to rate, review, tell your friends. And also, please subscribe. It really does help us make this podcast better and better. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye.